Okay, hello there. Today we're going to show you how to install the solid honeycomb tires onto the VSETT and the 09 motors, right? The VSETT 9 motor is more or less similar to the 09 motor. It's a split hub, but it's not going to fit into this honeycomb tires that easily. So what we will do is to show you how with this simple tools like an Allen key, a simple small wrench, and kind of a big L-shaped Allen key with the 3 screws that will be provided with the honeycomb tires. So this will come as a set like that, and we're going to show you how to fit it into the VSETT 9 motor. So when fitting on your honeycomb tire, you have to look at the thread to make sure that you're fitting it in the correct direction of rotation, right? So look at this threading here, look at these lines, it's going downwards, right? So this is going forwards, right? Where my thumb slides from the top to the bottom, that's forwards. Now on this motor, right, your axle is on the left. Okay, so standing aligned with the scooter, the axle is on the left, right? So it has to go in like that. Okay, so this will spin forward like that. Okay, so this is very important to take note of, right? So before you fit it, make sure you fit it in the correct direction of rotation. Okay, so what we're going to do first is to remove the top one side of the hub motor, and this hub motor, it has 6 screws that binds it together to the other side of the hub. So we're going to remove those 6 small screws. Okay, you can see this is the stock screw, and this is the install screw, right? The guide screw, as we call it. Okay, so put it on, remove the hub. So this side of the hub motor, right? This rim here comes off after you install it, after you take out the 6 small screws. Okay, so let's move forward, right? Align the grooves of the tire right to the screw holes here. You can see the screw holes, the grooves, align them to the screw holes. Okay, all right, let's go. Right, insert the side guide screws on every alternate screw hole of the rim. Okay. So at the 2, at the 6, and 10 o'clock. So align them such that you can screw them in easily into the other side's threading. So what you're trying to do is to, for every screw, hand tight it. Okay, and once it's hand tight on this one, go to this, hand tight it, and then hand tight here, and then you'll find that there's more space on the other screws, so you're going to hand tight them. So what you're trying to do is to slowly compress the top rim down, right, to compress against the tire here. So right now the top rim is actually compressed against the tire. Okay, once it's all hand tight, turn it around. Okay, so you use a huge M8 kind of. So basically, this is not going to be used as what you think it's normally used. It's we're actually going to use it as a lever, right? Not so much a screw, Allen key. Okay, so the honeycomb hose, right? Use that to lift the tire over over the rim. So use it to lift it over the rim. Okay, so go in a circular fashion as you go along the holes, right? Every alternate hole, you lift it a little bit such that the tire can sit comfortably inside the rim. Okay, so once you have that, okay, you can flip it over and then tighten up even more. Okay, so hand tight again, one at a time. Right, once you have got this tight, you get this tight, and then you find that there's more free play as you tighten up the other screws. Okay, so you'll see that the rim will slowly get compressed down until all the 3 screws are hand tight. Okay, and then it's time to lift the tire again. Okay, so it doesn't go all the way in, it doesn't sit all the way in, but it's a process, it's an iterative process. So you have to then flip. Okay, now we're gonna lift the tire above the rim again, but on the other side. So it's an iterative process. It's actually 3 steps. Okay, the first step is that you put in the guide screws and tighten the guide screws. The second step is to flip it over to the motor side, right? This is what we call the motor side, and lift the tire, right, using this honeycomb hose above the rim, the inside of the rim rather, right? And then the third step is to tighten the screw holes, the guide screws again, and then lift the other side, the rim side, above the inner rim. Okay, now we're going to tighten it. Okay. So we're using a wrench now, right, because it's gonna get tighter and tighter. So what we're wrenching actually isn't the screws anymore, right? So these screws will have this nut. It's a 3 or 4 mm nut, right? So we're gonna tighten, we're gonna compress, we're gonna further compress this top rim into the tire, right? So this nut are compression nuts. Okay, so as you compress down, you'll see that the spacing between the rim and the tire is more and more flushed. So now there's almost no spacing left. Okay, so can we see the flip side? Can we see the other side? So there is still the gap here. Okay, as you can see, there's still the gap here, but this, as we tighten up the compression nut, the gap would be closed. So as you can see, we're going actually a few rounds on each screw, right, and not pressing down fully on a single screw. That's so that the balance of the rim is the compression is even across all the entire circumference. after almost 10 rounds round the clock, you can see it's almost flushed, right? It's almost flush. So when you know when to stop, right, that's when you feel the compression nut really tightening, hand tightened. Okay, so that's when you know when to stop, and then it's all set. Okay, so once it's hand tightened, right, that's when we can take out the guide screws, or actually just insert the original stock screws. They will be able to fit in at this point. Okay, so there's 6 of them, but we'll fit the 3 in first. 1, 2, and 3. At this point, you can hand tighten the stock screws. Okay, you may want to Loctite them with blue Loctite. This is so that they don't come loosened, during when the motor is moving, where there's a lot of vibration. So you may want to Loctite them before you insert them. Okay, so this is where we also remove the 3 guide screws and replace them with stock screws. We don't put Loctite just for this purposes of this video, but you should put Loctite when you're actually installing it. Okay, so once they're all tightened, there you have it. Just make sure, right? Check for flushness. You see this rim is sitting very nicely on the inner crevice, right, of this tire. And the other side too, right? It should sit nice and firm. Okay, so that way your tire will not or never slip out. Okay, there you go. So this is how to install the Honeycomb tires. This extra wide 8.5 by 2.6 wide Honeycomb tires onto your VSETT 9 motor. Thank you.